Hey everybody, this is Stacking Pennies Spare Change Edition going to Talladega. One of the best races on the schedule. The fall race in the playoffs. And there's also the Boulevard. A lot of memorable moments, a lot of memorable wins here at Talladega. What are your best memories, Talladega?
Winning there with Jamie McMurray was really fun. I've won there a couple times.
In the 26?
Yep, with Blaney. But I think my funniest was I was working for Tony Stewart, and I got back to the car. I was the first one back to the car, and I pulled the window net down for him. And usually, like, you get back, he pulled to the trailer, and you get back, and he'd be gone. Well, I pulled the window net down, he got out, and he just stood there. And we were all waiting because we were going to load the car. We had to change the tires and get the straps on and all that. And he's just, like, standing there, and he's waiting. The media, like, waves him over. And that's when he gave the infamous, I think we need to run half the field backwards. Maybe we need a figure 8 race. And we were all like, oh, boy. And I just remember Mike Arning just standing there like this.
As a true speed guy.
Oh, my God. Yes, his marketing PR rep, he was just like, oh, I'm going to have to deal with this week. Like, my week just got a lot longer. But, yeah, I was standing right there for that whole interaction. But Higgy's got some great videos. What's your favorite first before we get to the videos? What's your favorite Talladega memory?
Ran well there. A couple top fives. I don't know. Nothing really stands out. Talladega is just cool. It feels bigger than Daytona. It's just like a large sweeping racetrack. But I just love the fans. The fans are. It's like
Talladega's sick, bro.
Talladega is its own city. Like, it's its own little town surrounded by a racetrack. That I would actually like to know the percentage of people who are inside the racetrack that don't even know that there's a race going on besides the loud noises. Probably 75%, to be honest with you.
The what people left over.
It's the best Twitter thread of the year.
Great. Yeah, and I love, man, this race is awesome. Going back to some iconic moments, 2000 Earnhardt, 18th, the first in the last 4 laps.
He can see the air.
Can.
It's cool that Richard still has his car and even drove it around with Johnny Morris a couple years ago.
Does it still have the big scuff on the right side and all that, or did he redo it?
I think it does. It's got the big wicker on the roof and the whole thing still.
This is I don't want to put the cart before the horse. This is my favorite type of speedway racing. You like the 2-car tandem. Now, the difference, you can't have this type of speedway racing back because it's quite apparent that not a lot of people knew what the hell they were doing.
There's a lot of people that don't know what they're doing.
Compared to the amount of knowledge now.
For sure. Well, film and tape and spotters. And now with the rear view cameras.
Car drivability.
Like those, also the disparity, right? Dale Earnhardt's car, yes, I understand he can see the air and he's not a mere human like everybody else. But when those DEI cars and that 3-car were at a speedway, you can't even hook a trailer hitch to the back of those things because they were so fast. So the disparity between the cars was apparent. The visibility in those cars was non-existent because you can't see out of the mirror, so you can't cover runs like you can with these new cars. So I still am on the side of we need to get rid of the rear view cameras. You can see the runs coming from 2 or 3 cars back. You can see your left rear quarter, you can see your right rear quarter, and also the spotters now are exceptional. So you can't put that toothpaste in the bottle, but there are tools that you can take away from us drivers at a speedway to, I think, make a little bit more runs and not be able to cover lanes as aggressively as we are seeing currently. Were you involved in the Apple car here, 2014, Brad Keselowski?
I was not.
This car was
sweet.
sweet.
I think I was on 21. But I do remember that it was a goer. It was like
Alan Bestwick
had to have it
too. So.
Had to have it. Alan Bestwick.
Look at how fast that car is. Whoa. He freaking drives by 2 cars that are drafting with each other.
Jerry Kelly and the boys. Paul.
Had her dialed.
Paul Wolf. I think Joey Meyer was spotting for him. So this was a really strong team.
Curtis, the outlaw in the 41, inside lane's coming.
Who's in the 20?
In a Toyota, that'd be
Matt Kenseth. Man,
that old 2-car was slick on the speedways, buddy.
Cool backstory. They come here and they win.
It's like drafty car coming to the end of a race.
It is like drafty car, dude.
like looking in the mirror, just doing whatever you can and just cause a crash.
I like this style of racing better than two-car tango too.
I disagree. I think two-car tango is the coolest to watch ever.
Cool story about that two-car win. The Ogles brothers, Dwayne and Jeremy. Jeremy's still on the 22, but they were both on that car together, and they're Alabama kids, like born and raised, so it's their home track.
They burned it down that night.
Oh, man, there's an iconic picture of them jumping as the car's going by off the wall. It was really cool. But you love this two-car tango stuff.
I don't know why. I think it's just – it reminds me of that EA Sports game, total team control, and you could swap cars in the middle of the race. I just thought that it was cool as hell. You could change radios. Guys had dials for the different channels. Now, it depends. If you were driving for Hendrick and you had 3 teammates that had absolute just blazing fast wagons, you liked it. If you were a single-car team, you probably weren't having a very good time. But there are going to be 22 cars under a blanket. Here come, look at these RCR cars. Getting it!
Yeah.
The guy that wins the race is currently running 5th, getting into 3. Old Junebug tucked underneath of him.
Tell Jimmy I'll push him. Oh, man.
Just blowing water for all it's worth. Here it comes.
Oh.
He can't block him. Here comes Jimmy. Tell me that's not exciting. Look at that. And then the 4th up in the weeds.
They were coming.
2 1,000ths of a second, guys. Have you ever?
No, I've never. I'm over the two. I didn't like two-car tango.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Does it need to come back? No.
That's what I mean. Okay, it was fine when it happened, but does it need to come back? Absolutely.
I think everybody in the NASCAR technical truck be like, oh, what did we just create? They really had to figure out how to get rid of that.
The races are challenging now because it's a fuel mileage race.
Conveyor belt.
It's
like this.
Yep, it's hard.
So what are we going to do to try to put ourselves in position? Execute on pit road. You're going to see a lot of fuel onlys. I don't know. I assume more so than Daytona, you're going to hear and see fuel saving is going to be an issue because – not an issue. It's going to be a card that you're going to have to play because you're trying to keep as much fuel in the tank as you possibly can until the last stop. You can make the window, and the guys who have to plug in their can the least amount of time are going to leapfrog guys who saved less fuel at the end and have track position when it matters. A little bit of a trade-off. You can go up there and get some track position early. You're going to burn more fuel. When time comes or you need to be on pit road for the least amount of time, you're going to have to be waiting a little longer and get flipped. So that's the game you're going to play.
Yep. I don't – man, it's fueling. Fueling. It's a job that used to be a retirement gig for a lot of jackmen or people on pit road. Now it is a harder job than it's ever been, and it all comes down to the driver stopping on their mark, the pit stall selection, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can get an opening in, it's going to help you. The crew chief calling you in the box, the crew chief counting on the radio, right? It's, you cannot give up tenths of a second anymore. The exchanges in the cans, a clean plug-in and a good gas only is a work of art anymore. And when you can watch it and see what it is, man, it's going to be the difference of either having enough gas. You'll be able to see the guys that put the work in this week, having enough gas, leading your lane. You want to be leading your lane when you come off pit road on that last pit stop.
That's right.
Right? You don't want to be leading your lane too early, but the other thing that's going to add layers to this cake is stage points. You need to get stage points.
Yep.
We saw in Atlanta that stage points changed the whole complexion of the first round for Austin Cindric at Atlanta. Stage points in a good run changed the complexion of what our race was going to be at Atlanta. We finished first and second in the stages. Then we got spun out, didn't know where we were going to end up. Yes, we rebounded to second, but we had already controlled what we could control with getting stage points. No matter what happened, we had a 20-plus point day. So you are going to have to, if you want to advance, not only going to have to survive, you're not only going to have to finish well, but you have to run well in both stages because there is a lot of stage points on the line.
Have you seen what they're talking about for potentially putting a right side windshield?
Yeah, it's your fault.
No, the windshield one would be a Josh Berry one. The right rear window is the Corey flap.
Yeah, I don't.
The front windshield is the Josh Berry flap.
Okay.
I don't know what's next of the progression of we're just going to keep bolting on this thing so they don't flip over. It was a resounding no from the drivers to have a 4-inch long plexiglass strip on the windshield.
Yeah. I mean,
so I don't know. We'll see. By the time this comes out, they might say, "Hey guys, we're doing it," or "Hey guys, we're not doing it." But I don't know. That's what it raises the liftoff speed like 40 miles an hour. My vote would be this. My vote would be I don't mind it for the speedways, but inevitably, just like we saw the LaJoie fin, we ran it at Bristol, just because it was married to a package. Get rid of that stuff.
It's under the car. We got to look under the car, not above it.
Can't see it unless you jack it up.
That's it.
Yes. I'm not a aero scientist. I don't know. I can't see the wind like Dale can. But
well, no, but I'm saying, we can keep bolting stuff on top, but we got to start looking underneath to try to fix the problem, I believe.
I agree with that.
So that's that. Where can they look if they want to watch the race on Sunday?
2:00 Eastern time on NBC, ladies and gentlemen, or MRN, or Sirius XM Channel 90, or the NASCAR app. You can listen to my radio. You can ride along with any of your favorite drivers. It's going to be an exciting one. Round 2 of the field of 12. Who's it going to be? Who's going to have a good day? Who's going to have a bad day? We don't know. We don't know until Sunday afternoon at 2:00. You also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see this Arctic 36 can cooler. We're going to be giving away, even if you can't make the Kickball Classic in Kannapolis on October 10th, you can still buy a ticket for $7. We might change that. We might change it to $51, but that's too expensive. Probably $10. Buy a ticket. Proceeds go to the YMCA. It would give you a chance to get this sucker. You can throw some beers in this thing and break your back because the 36 can cooler is stout. Good luck with that. Support the kids. Donate to a good cause and continue to listen to Stacking Pennies, whether it's on Spotify or Apple or YouTube or Sirius or wherever else. 5 stars and a like and a review. We appreciate all that. We appreciate you guys listening to us every week. Talladega coming right up this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up. Make sure that negative G-belt hooked up because can get a little crazy. Have a great week. Goodbye.